In this week's article, I visit one of those annual articles I write every year, where we talk about determining whether we have or have not lost some of our nitrogen that we applied up until this point of year. In the last few weeks, we've had some significant rainfall. In some places, we've had some ponding. In some places, we've just had really slow soaking gentle rains. Both of these things give us different challenges when it comes to nitrogen management. Hi, I'm Mike Zwingman, Agronomy R&D Manager for Central Valley Ag. This is your Monday Agronomy Update video that coincides with the Reach Out article on the CVA blog site. The first one, that slow soaking rain, really challenges us from a leaching issue. If our ammonium has been converted to nitrate and we get a rain that slowly moves through the soil profile and percolates and infiltrates really nicely, we have the opportunity to leach that nitrogen out of the root zone, making it temporarily unavailable to the plant and hard for that plant to take up and utilize throughout the growing season. If we have the ponding, we're at risk for denitrification. Now, there's some caveats to both of those things. In both cases, we have to have the nitrogen in the nitrate form. It has to be converted from ammonium to nitrate to either leach or denitrify. So the soils had to have been warm enough, and we've had to have those conditions that get that conversion process started. If you go back the last month, we've had some pretty cool soil conditions, so it's lowered our risk to a certain extent. When it comes to the ponding and the denitrification, we really need heat. And over the last few days, or as you can see today when we're shooting the video, it's cooler and it's cloudy and we don't have that heat. So we could have the ponding, we could have that anaerobic activity in the soil, but it's going to be slowed down because of the temperature. Both that conversion process from ammonium to nitrate and the denitrification process from nitrate to nitrite is both really driven by heat and soil temperature. So we've had lower risk. But that doesn't mean we don't need to go out and do some investigation. We have some corn here today that's at about V2. We need to consider really thinking about how we're going to evaluate nitrogen within the time frame of the next 2 or 3 weeks to see if we've lost any, to see if we need to apply any, and if we do need to apply, how much. One of the ways we're going to do this is by going conventional and using a soil probe and doing the PSNT. Taking that nitrate test, sending it off to the lab, and determining how much nitrogen we're going to need. The other thing we can do is we can tissue sample this crop and see how much nitrogen's in the plant. The other things we can do is look at the crop models and let them lead us to the answer we might have. Or we can use a combination of all three. The other thing we got to remember is very rarely does every field have a nitrogen leaching or denitrification problem across the whole thing. We need to look for those microclimate areas, those depressions when it comes to ponding, or when it comes to leaching, the better soils that are going to let that water infiltrate through better. These are the things I want you to talk to your field sales agronomist about how we're going to manage our nitrogen through all this rainy period, and if we need to apply more. Because if you don't need to apply more, you shouldn't apply more. If you do need to apply more, it's going to behoove us to make sure we get the right rate at the right timing in the right areas of your field to maximize your profitability. So it's going to take zone management. It's going to take conventional soil testing procedures. It's going to take new technology like modeling or imagery to get you to where you need to go. But I want you to implement all, any, some of all these tools to help you make the right decision. As always, be safe. We'll see you next week.